Welcome to the Life Chat Podcast, seeking the truth with Derek Powell, navigating you through. Every Wednesday night, new topics ignite. Join the journey, let's take flight. Bringing insights that change our view. Derek's voice, clear and true. Tune in each week, discover new light. Life Chat Podcast, reach a new height.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life Chat Podcast. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining me this evening. The rain is really coming down and it's keeping a lot of people in. So I'm hoping that people tune in and join the conversation by using the link that I provided earlier on Facebook on my page, and the link that I sent out to a few people. Tonight's topic is staying the course. But before we get into the actual segment, the actual topic, I wanted to start something new. I'm starting something different. I'm always supporting small business owners, entrepreneurs. So my first featured small business owner is Crafty Creations by Miss Powell. Yes, we notice a resemblance in the last name. Yes, she's my niece, one of my nieces. But I just wanted to support her by playing a little video and giving some information about her, one of her qualities in her business. Okay, I'm back, y'all. That was a little clip focusing on small business, focusing on Ms. Powell, Crafty Creations. Please get at her, get with her for your personalized tumblers, which are the tall cups, tall mugs, hot and cold cups and mugs. They're handcrafted and designed by her. She also does jewelry and other things. So I had her email address and phone number up on the screen for y'all that saw it. But and much success, Tyann. But back to the topic, stay in the course. Oh, before I get into that, I'm sorry, y'all, but before I get into that, I just wanted to share about how my last couple of days have been. My last couple of days have been really interesting due to the fact that I think I shared with you before. I had an interview with a news channel. WMDT 47 and Miss Jordy Clark. Shout out to Jordy. It was good to meet you today. But I just wanted to share how getting that news from her that she wanted to do a segment on my podcast. It really boosted me up a little bit, because when I started this thing out, and I don't know everything about this stuff right yet. I still don't know everything about this, but I am happy to just have this platform that I have to get the information out to people about what's going on in our communities. But it was just exciting that somebody took interest in what I'm doing. It was just exciting to know that there are going to be people outside of my area that will see what I'm doing, what I'm working toward. And all this came from doing just what the topic says. Stay in the course. And for anybody that's been watching my shows, my episodes, they know I like to give definitions of topics when I have them. So the definition of staying the course is to continue the process, effort, etc., even though it is difficult. And then it goes on to say, we will succeed in the end if we just stay the course. This topic is so on point right now in my life because of the fact that so many times I started something and never saw it through. I started messing with music, never saw it through. I never took it serious enough to even advance. It's just amazing to me how much effort it takes to keep pushing forward when times get rough. But that's one of my goals. One of my goals is to just keep throwing information out there in hopes that someone that is still in their mess, because I remember being in my mess, and I'm not too far from it. So I try to keep it in the back of my mind that I haven't arrived yet. This is a serious thing, being in recovery, being an addict, dealing with certain life situations. I just want other people to understand that staying the course is not going to be, it may not be an easy task. I know for me, it wasn't an easy task. Still going to have pitfalls. Things are going to come our way. Things are going to look up, definitely going to look up. They say in the recovery process, once we stop using, just stop using. That's it. Once we stop using the chemical or the substance, we get an instant pay raise, right? And what that means is, just like it says, we get an instant pay raise because the money that, finances, they start to enhance, because once we stop using that money that we were given to the dope man or taken to the liquor store is now used in a more positive way, hopefully, used in a more positive way. And I can see that every day. I mentioned before that there's been a couple of times, even now, honestly, I look at my wallet for maybe a bus ticket or something, and there's money in my wallet, and I forgot it was in there, money from last week. So that's part of that instant pay raise they're talking about. That comes from staying the course. That comes from just staying on the path of wanting to do the right thing, just having the desire to move forward and excel and achieve goals and see yourself moving ahead. And that's what makes me feel good. Me personally, y'all, I like accomplishments. I like achievements. I like accolades. I like rewards. That's why I have so many little toys now, different things that I buy. I recently just bought a drone, ordered on Amazon, and I was flying it around the other day, felt like a little kid, but doing these type of things, just is part of staying the course for me, because if I wasn't staying the course, if I wasn't on track, I wouldn't be able to afford these things. Sometime the road is going to get rough. I can't speak for everybody else. I can speak for me. Sometimes the road still gets rough. Sometimes the mental part starts kicking in and dealing with situations that life throws at you, or dealing with other people, or dealing with past issues, and things come up, things arise, and it gets rough. It gets rough in my thought processes sometimes. But one thing I have learned is that my past experiences showed me that if I act on those things, or I dwell on those things, or if I start reminiscing too long or too much about certain issues, certain things, and not talk about it with somebody and exposing it, bringing it to light, it's going to be a detriment to me. It's going to hurt me more. It's going to help me. Today, just having these people come in my space and do this interview with me, for me on my, about my show, was a huge accomplishment for me, because coming from where I came from, it was just kind of like amazing that I even made it this far. Because at one point, I think I shared before, I didn't even believe that I was going to make it to see 50 years old. Just last year, I didn't even think that I was going to make it to see 50 years old because I thought that I was going to die in my addiction. Um, but I stayed the course. I started this process in 2018. 2018 was when the very first time that I took it serious enough to say, listen, man, I'm going to get some help. I'm tired of being in the streets the way I'm in the streets. I'm tired of, feeling like a failure. I'm tired of just tired of getting high, tired of not having things, tired of gaining things and losing things because of my addiction, tired of losing people. And I don't mean losing people to death. I mean losing people in my life, people walking out of my life because I chose the street life over them. Sad to say I did that. But I chose 2018 to move forward. And, I didn't get it the first time. I didn't get it the second time. Sorry, y'all. I didn't get it the third time. It took me a few times to even get to this point where I'm at now. And even now, I'm at just a little over 5 months clean and sober, 5 months without getting high and drinking. It took me a long time to get these 5 months. Mind you, I told you I started this in 2018. It's 2024 now, going into 2025. And I'm just now getting 5 months clean and sober. But it's a journey. Stay in the course. Put myself in situations where people are there to help me. I have family members now that have come back in my life. I have friends now that have really came back in my life. I have friends now that I'm just meeting, but they're all for me. They're supportive. And these are the type of people that I want to have in my life for the rest of my life. People that are on the same track. Did an episode last week about iron sharpens iron with Mr. Quadri Burden. And that's what I mean. I mean, try to get in touch, try to get in contact and stay in contact with people that are doing the same thing that you want to do. People that are doing the things that, if I see myself as a millionaire, if that's what I want to be, I'm going to have to pretty much put myself around those type of people that are either on that same wavelength, the same thought process, or individuals that are already millionaires. Because there's a greater chance that if I'm around successful people, I'm probably going to end up becoming a successful person. Just because it's not about transference. It's not about it's just rubbing off on them to me. No, it's about gaining the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, and moving forward in that to get to where I want to be. Stay in the course. Staying the course is basically just like, I don't know if you remember, but for the people that are married, right? When you first met the woman, or you first met the man, and you pursued them, you wined them, you dined them, you bought them flowers, you took them to the movies. These are the things that you did to get the person. But if you stop doing those things once you get the person, we know where that leads. Probably going to end up being single. Stay in the course. Continue doing the things that you did to get to where you're at, or to get to where you want to be. So I just want to say that I know for me where I want to be. I love this feeling that I have now. I love this glow. I love the way that I feel when I wake up in the morning, even though my bones hurt a little bit. My joints hurt. Yeah, my joints hurt a little bit, y'all. But this is a degree of success for me. I feel like I'm moving toward my goal. I'm actually doing the things. I'm putting in the work. That's a big key. putting in work, because it's not just going to fall in your lap. And if it does fall in your lap, be careful, because there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff to come behind that. But a lot of things are not just going to fall in your lap. You have to put in some work. You know, when I say put in work, I mean, for me personally, putting in work now involves just not using, not getting high, not being around people on a constant basis that are getting high or drinking, because it affects me negatively. I know that if I go in an area where, if I go in an alley and there's 3 people in there smoking crack, matter of fact, if there's one person there smoking crack or drinking, you know, and I'm just there by myself and I entertain that thought, I'm seriously in trouble, because now my mind starts to play tricks. I start to wonder, and then I start getting that stinking thinking, I can do it. I can get away with one time. No. I have to remember this. That one time could be your last time. It could be my last time. That's not where I want to go. That's not where I want to be. Been there, done that. And then now in today's society, everything has fentanyl in it. Everything is dealing with netazines and all this other stuff, all these other crazy names of these chemicals that people are putting in everything. I was reading an article yesterday. I really want people to start paying attention to this. It was about fentanyl and all these other chemicals that are in marijuana. Marijuana's never really been my thing. Weed's never been my thing. I mean, granted, I tried it a few times. Literally, I can't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I don't like the way it made me feel, and none of that type of stuff. But back on topic, these chemicals are in weed. And they were talking about how if you're going to smoke weed now, they suggest that you use test strips. Start testing your marijuana. And it's crazy, because growing up, nobody ever had to make sure that weed was safe to smoke. I'm not saying weed's a good thing, you know, for people that smoke weed, that's on you. But weed has never been on the radar as something that would kill you. Now it is. If it doesn't kill you, it's going to mess you up for the rest of your life. You know, now people are not coming back mentally from smoking certain weed, certain types of marijuana, and pills and all this stuff. So, like, everything changes, everything evolves. But I just want you to understand that back on staying the course, once we get in our mind that we want to do something, the mind is a very strong tool. It can be a tool. It can be a weapon. The brain is actually similar to a computer. Brain is actually a computer, just a different form. But once we start developing this mindset that, I don't know, do y'all remember that the train? I think I can. The little choo-choo, yeah. That's the mindset that we have to have when we're talking about staying the course. Because in order to reach a goal, there has to be some work you put in. There's normally going to be a trail behind you. And when I say a trail behind you, I'm talking about the shortcomings. I'm talking about the failures. I'm talking about the life lessons. I'm talking about situations that you put yourself in, or situations that arise that teach you something so you can move forward. These are the things that I don't look forward to, these things, but these are the things that I learn from now. Just being around certain individuals, certain people is going to trigger me. And it took me a couple of different occasions to realize this. There's some people I just can't be around for a long period of time. And not because they make me feel, get emotional and feel like we're going to fight, none of that type of stuff. Some people I just can't be around because of our experiences in the past with using. that just remind me of those times. There was one of my friends that I used to cut his hair. That's one thing. That's something I do pretty well, y'all. Just to let y'all know. I'm also an excellent barber. But I used to cut his hair, and he would give me crack for cutting his hair. And this went on for years. Sadly, if I'm around him now, the first thing that comes to my mind is, if he asked me to cut his hair, that's the very first thing that comes to my mind. I remember when he used to give me crack before I cut his hair and after I cut his hair. So just by me being in his presence and getting to that point of, when I'm ready to finish, I'm lining them up and brush them off and shake the cape off. That thought entered my mind of when he used to give me that rock. And then I would dip off and get high. But now I'm not on that same course, that same path anymore. None of the feeling didn't change because my thought process changed. The feeling's still there, the emotion is still there. Remembering that it's still there, and it bothers me sometimes. So I just work on trying not to put myself in those situations because I don't want to jeopardize what I have going on. Some great things have been happening. Like I said in the beginning of my show, of my episode, I don't like to call it a show, but this last week when I got the news from the lady stating that she wanted to interview me, 3 things happened in the course of that one day that really opened my eyes. The news lady called me. She wanted to do my interview on WNDT, one. Then I got a text from my human resource manager that I had I won this thing at work. Well, it's not like winning, but I got, hello Val, I got this thing where I got a sweatshirt. They give me a sweatshirt and a gift card. I'm not sure the amount yet, but I'm sure it's gonna be all right. I'm hoping it's gonna be all right. If not, it's cool too. But give me a gift card and this appreciation thing because I, helping, just getting. I got more, giving people a job at my job, referrals. So that was a bonus. Then I was also invited to be on another podcast. So I was on a friend of mine. She has her own podcast. She has a podcast, and we pre-recorded an episode a couple nights ago. So that'll be airing soon. But just the course of that day just went so good because these 3 things just piled up on me. I'm like, I just couldn't stop smiling. Just because of the fact that I'm staying the course. And it just keeps me uplifted because every day that I leave out of this house now, I'm either going to work, I'm going to a meeting, or I'm going to the store. So just getting all this stuff out of the way for more to come is a level of success for me. But honestly, right now, this has been the best short 5 months in the last couple of years for me. The most beneficial, I'm going to say. The most beneficial 5 months for me. And I have a lot of things that I've accomplished. I'm proud of myself. Definitely proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. Bam, bam. I have some things coming up that I don't want to speak on yet because I just want to wait to see what happens, make sure they come to fruition. But I definitely will let y'all keep you on the loop and let y'all know what's going on. But I just wanted to share this topic with y'all and just let you know that when I selected this topic, I specifically selected it for me. The goal wasn't to have somebody on the episode tonight because I wanted to be on here myself. But when I came up with the topic and I looked at it and I Googled it and I went to images, It said staying the course, and the picture on it, every picture that was with it, there was a road, a long, like winding road, like going off into the distance. So in my mind, it was straight to, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey. You want to succeed, there's going to be some things back there, but you're going to have to walk through these. You're going to have to walk around these hurdles, jump some hurdles, go under some trees, climb some mountains, fly down some hills. You're going to have to do something. You're going to go through some things. But as long as you put in the work, let me rephrase that again. As long as I put in the work, I continue to stay on course, life is going to be so much better. And it showed me right now, my life is so much better than it was just 5 months ago. Being in and out of rehabs. And a few years ago, just being in and out of prison, being on street corners, sleeping on people's couches, if they would let me sleep on the couches. Not sleeping at all sometimes because I didn't come in, because I was still busy chasing the high. But those things are, I don't want to say they're in my past, because my past was what has built me up to be where I'm at today. Without my past, there wouldn't be this. I wouldn't have this equipment. I wouldn't have the thought process of even trying to do something different. So I appreciate my past. I'm appreciative of my past. I'm not going to dwell on my past, but I'm definitely going to utilize my past and let my past help me grow and be beneficial to my future. But that's all I have for tonight, y'all. I just want to talk about that topic, staying the course. Just keep in mind, I always also mention about the weather. Last week I talked about the weather. This week I'm going to talk about the weather. It was freezing last week, and I mentioned about how I remember being out there, freezing cold with maybe just a hoodie on and some jeans, and trying to get one more, just trying to get high and get as drunk as I possibly could. I'm not doing that today. So no, that's all we have is one day. But now it's raining. It's been raining all day. Some places are flooded. Just keep in mind that people are still intense. Some people are, sleeping on storefronts. Some people are in just under bridges, and it's pouring down rain. People are soaked. And sometimes we take for granted that we have, what our living conditions are. It could be so much worse. It could be worse. I've been there, so I know what it feels like. And this is why I do what I do. I keep saying this is why I do what I do, because I know the feelings, I know the thoughts, and I know the outcomes. But as long as I stay the course, things can change. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Talk to you next time. Have a good night.
Welcome to the Life Chat Podcast, seeking the truth with Derek Powell, navigating you through. Every Wednesday night, new topics ignite. Join the journey, let's take flight. Bringing insights that change our view. Derek's voice, clear and true. Tune in each week, discover new light. Life Chat Podcast, reach a new height.